All right, so square it up. You know, you can use a square like this. You know, these are really nice squares. These are about $80. Okay, they're really nice. I use a good speed square. Anything that's got a fat side on it because of the way the rail is up. All right.
Guys, doesn't matter what you use. Just make sure your square is square. Because, see, a lot of times somebody will say, hey, it's not square. I'll walk up and I'll say, get the score to use for square. And I'll do a quick test on it, and I'll go, it's your square.
One of the things that I used to not recommend was using a carpenter square because it's flat. All right. And anytime you do something like this, where you start doing this, it changes. All right. Now, the reason why I said that was with the old table, the fence and the connection point, the miter gauge didn't hook into the groove. It hooked through the holes. So in order to change it, I had to undo two knobs, pull it up, pull it out. All right. This one's easy enough to do because I can take this, loosen this, move this down, drop this right down the table. Now I can use my carpenter square on here. Okay, but the old tables, it was a 10-minute process to get to it. Okay, so you know now you can do it. It's not an issue. Just square it up.
What that guy, he's in Ohio, what he's done with aluminum is amazing.
And I realized afterwards that the one that I have is a woodpecker, so it's red anodized.
Yep.
But I saw that,
Same guy,
technique, yeah.
and he's awesome.
No, it's pretty cool.
These are really nice.
Yeah. Everything that dude makes is wicked.
We'll bring it back over here, and I always stand to the back side so I can easily reach everything. I see a lot of guys trying to reach right over and stuff like that, and it doesn't work. All right, so this is pretty good. This is where you need it. Let's say it's out. Okay. These two screws here really make. This is what changes it. All right, these two screws. Before I start messing with these, I want to double check everything else first. I want to make sure that these are up against my stop. All right. I want to make sure that that's tight. I mean, if that's not tight, that's what I was talking about. If that's loose, you're going to get this. All right. Make sure that's tight. Make sure that's over. All right. Then I'll check it again. All right. Still not good. Then what I'll do is I'll check this. And the reason why this down here is, if you notice, when I move this, see how that's spring loaded? I can bring this back, and I might think that that's 90 degrees if I'm in a hurry. All right? But it might be off a little bit. So what I do is I got in the habit of just pushing on this. See how that brings it back? Push on that, lock this down, then lock this, and double check it again. And if it's still off, now we go back to these two screws here.
Hey guys, and Steve, I'm sorry I'm interrupting you. The best piece of advice he's given you through this whole thing is before you touch those two screws, double check everything and take the procedure he just gave you to heart. Because every time I put stuff back on there, right, I'll start, I need to re-square it, and I take his advice to heart every time. I double check everything. That's what it is. Usually there's a knob, not tight. Well, the one that I always have,
that one,
this one right here, it's not tight. Double check everything before you start messing with calibration. All right? Because that should go on just about every single time. No. No, not every single time it should go on dead on.
It should. All right. Now, the other things that I check, and I really want to make sure, is in this groove, if you're using these tables for assembly tables and that, and you're getting glue, right? If you get glue down that V groove, or glue on the V groove part on your miter gauge here, and you set that in there, and you got one chunk of glue on here and not here, what's going to do to that? It's going to move it. Make sure that track stays nice and clean. Make sure the V groove stays clean. All right. Another thing, you're routing, sanding, whatever, dust gets in these grooves around the table. It builds up in there. Now you slide that down, you're taking all that dust and you're pushing it down in between the stop and your support. Now it's away. Now you've got all this vibration going on, all of a sudden it starts loosening up, that starts to creep down. It gets all out of square. All right? So a lot of different things to check to make sure it stays square. Make sure this stays clean, make sure the track stays clean, vacuum it out. All right? If you do all that and it's still out of square, now we're going to adjust these two screws. So we'll loosen these two up. If you notice when I loosen these, you'll see this thing move back and forth. Alright. Hold this back up here. Get that where you want it. Lock this in. The reason why I lock this in is because if I lock it in here, it may move, but now this isn't going to move because it's locked in on here. Then what we'll do is we'll lock this in. The last thing I do is I will make sure it's on 0 and lock these in.
And always double check that pin as you mentioned to make sure it's pushed in.
Alright?
This is exactly right.
And then you get back to it.